Broadcasting live from an above-ground location for the first time ever. 420 Otaku presents 3 Otaku, shooting the shit. What's up, everybody? This is 420 Otaku back again. Sorry for the long hiatus, or whatever this may be, before you get the 2 episodes before, but this is our 5th one?
Yeah, basically around a 5th.
Our 5th one. So there's probably going to be a couple new ones rapidly, and then this one.
Yeah.
But this is my new house, where I live.
Yep.
I got an awesome space here. I share my space. There'll be more about that later. I got my confidant, my lady. She's here with me all the time. She helps get things done. I got my normal guys here, fucking 312 and 690. You guys say what up?
What up, though? 690 in the house. New location today.
Yeah, brand new house.
Yep.
Moved here about a month ago, and we're putting things back together and starting it back up. So today we thought, since all the Chicago kids went back to school, we're going to do you a little bit of schooling with Anime 101. Movies that you can go and get, maybe at Redbox, maybe your friend's house, but you can go and get them and start getting into anime. So, like I said, Anime 101, we're going to start it off today.
Yeah.
So, we're going to shoot for a little bit of a longer time, and we're going to bullshit a little bit. As per usual, this is 3 Otaku, shooting the shit. Welcome back. Guys, let's go into this. Where do you want to start?
All right. Well, why don't we just start with you, Kevin, start it off. What is the anime you think people should start watching?
All right. 420 Otaku, or Kevin's suggestion, would be the first Ghost in the Shell movie. The original Ghost in the Shell.
Okay, now there's going to be a couple questions. Why?
Why?
Yes.
Well, first off, it definitely displays their mastery over the art. I could go on about how and I stroke the Akira game. That's simple. But Ghost in the Shell is on a very high visual scale. And it does a lot of things traditionally and new at the time it came out. One of the things they do is use, digital compositing. So they would draw single cells and then composite them all together into one image digitally. And it was really, it's highly inventive for its art style and its depiction of the universe that it's in. And it's set in the 21st century, Earth, not America. Obviously, I think it's actually like Hong Kong or Shanghai in the actual story, and not Tokyo or anything.
No.
It's just they're deployed to Hong Kong. I guess it's kind of in the book. In the books, it's different. I don't remember offhand. But either way, you don't really need to know about it. It explains everything it needs to explain to you. But it's on a high visual detail, on par with Akira, and maybe even setting a different kind of standard for it. Actually, the Wachowskis use a lot of its visual its visual ideas and concepts, and they put it into the Matrix. It's very subtle tones, it's muted tones, it's darker colors and things like that.
But everybody knows Akira. Even you see rappers now using the Akira.
Right, we've talked about that before with Kanye West using the Akira scenes and imagery in his video for, what is it? Harder, Better, and Faster?
I think Stronger. It's even a Draft Punk song.
Yeah, so I think, and Ghost in the Shell does a lot of other things too besides just have a high visual capacity. It has the ability to tell a story in a narrative that's not Western, and it tells it to you in a way that is it's like a police movie, man, and that's what I tell people. Mamoru Oshii wrote Ghost in the Shell, so it's Masumi Shiro wrote Ghost in the Shell, I'm pretty sure, and Mamoru Oshii just put the movie together and shit with Otomo and a few other people. I don't remember offhand. If somebody wants to, correct me in the comments, feel free. I'm okay with that.
You burn him alive, I really don't even care.
Yeah, it'll be cool, dude. I'll survive. I'm the Highlander.
There's a whole thing about Ghost in the Shell. The fond memory of me watching it when I was a really young kid.
Oh, see, yeah, I have the same thing. I just watched Akira, and as you may have read in one of my previous articles, my brother was like, go find your own shit. So I went to the video store. It was called Videos for Less. And in my previous article, I said, this place for some reason had a shit ton of anime in it.
Yeah.
So when Ghost in the Shell first came out in 1996 here, I highly remember this. I remember going down there and getting the subtitled version of this. I had to keep up with the subtitles on the screen and shit. It's fucking amazing. But what got me more than just the art style and its visuals was its fucking story, And it's very Blade Runner. You get a lot of that out of there, And Blade Runner is fucking amazing for cinematography, and you can see how they've even took some of how Blade Runner looks and functions in a narrative element, in a design element too. And they use a lot of it and shit. It works. And if anyone's wanting to get into anime, Ghost in the Shell is one of those titles you would want to go and seek out to watch.
Yeah.
Because it delivers a high cinematic value, it delivers a high-end narrative to itself. And not only that, it's become a very seminal film here in the West.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those, underground kind of classics that people are like, oh, have you ever seen Ghost in the Shell? Well, yeah, I've seen it. Okay, let's fucking get into it.
The reason it's cool too because it got awards from the American League too.
Yeah, it got Grammys.
Oh yeah,
and
Siskel and Ebert gave it 4 stars. Yeah, it was Siskel and Ebert still at the time.
4 stars.
Yeah, they gave 4.5 stars, and they praised it for being so imaginative.
Yeah,
that's why I was really shocked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like the whole hacking thing with the technologies. It's the whole Android thing never seen
the puppet
before,
master and shit.
Yeah.
Well, we can't give too many spoilers. Somebody in the other room actually wants to watch this movie, so we can't spoil the shit out of this. And I don't want to spoil it for any of our listeners and shit like that. So, what else? Ghost in the Shell delivers an all-around fun experience.
Yeah.
And the end is not what you necessarily expect from a movie of its caliber, too. And it leaves you pondering a lot of good questions, because besides the movie being very high-end, technological, even for its implementation of its animation, but it leaves you posing a lot of questions, and physical and metaphysical of that nature. What defines being a human? What it defines to be you and me? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm Kevin. I'm 420, 690. Julio is just 312. Yeah. It's Marco. It asks what does it define to be human? What makes you human? Is it
it's funny that you learn some lesson from all these machines which are supposed to have no soul at all. Sure.
But you have to keep in mind, the Major and Bato were once organic, completely organic. They lost their bodies. It's completely easy in that reality to replace your body right out.
Yeah, I remember seeing Ghost in the Shell. I was barely I was really young and wasn't really into anime like I was when I got older.
Right.
And it was funny when I saw it because I actually saw it on cable.
On
IMG, it was actually showing it. And the reason I was watching it is because I couldn't go to sleep because I was going to go to Guatemala the next day for the first time. So I was nervous. So I'm like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's going on. And then I saw Ghost of the Shell, and it was it took me to another world, kind of like another country. Exactly, the metaphor.
Dude.
It's like a completely change of pace.
Its level of immersion is completely subduing, and that's what's great, dude. So in a lot of ways, the Major took that journey and shit. If you want a movie that does actually put females in a seat of power, this is the movie. Major is a badass.
I think that's why Neil wrote the song "Miss Independent."
Yeah,
I think that's why he wrote that.
The
song.
Fucking Major, dude. This is a tough chick, man. Like Ripley, balls out, kind of tough. Like let the Major handle the situation. She's got this shit.
So it's funny because she's the only woman in it.
And you got to keep in mind though too, like Ghost in the Shell spans not just the film, but we're not going to talk about shows. We're talking about movies. So Ghost in the Shell. The first one, definitely you need to go out there, grab that, watch it, and if you got the choice, watch it at a steady 7 like I normally prescribe all my viewers to watch your titles at. And that's my selection for that. Ghost in the Shell, go out there, grab it, watch that shit. Who's next? Mark 312 wants to go.
See, check it out. I know the whole Akira and Ghost in the Shell is extremely violent. It would be too much for some people, you know what I'm saying? And and I say sometimes it's just like cool to get jumped in because not everybody like violent first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No one likes the heavy mental action.
And how violent is Akira?
Akira is not necessarily violent, or neither is Ghost in the Shell. None of that violence is without its justifications.
Yeah. But it's still kind of too much.
It's heavy. It's heavy reading material. Let's put it that.
It's kind of overwhelming for the first thing. It's just like, whoa, what is going on? And you're just like, and you know me, I'm in for the total immersion factor. I'll give you something that'll be like, here, watch Ava for the first time. Watch Serial Experiments Lane by yourself. So, but anyways, what's your title, man? Let's hear this.
Spirit Away.
Perfect, beautiful. I love that.
Spirit Away, because like the first time I seen my first was Dragon Ball Z. And I'm like, oh, that's action. I actually seen Akira. I actually seen Ghost in the Shell. Then I see Spirit Away. It's like, why is it different? Because it's no violence. It's just telling a story.
It's a very well organized.
It's very organized. You know what I'm saying?
Well-played story.
And it's not towards more, and the art style is unique.
Yeah, it's a Miyazaki. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Miyazaki's always able to capture something that other people can't. capture in a story like that.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of it. Is it's basic. And Spirited Away is about life and death.
Yeah.
You know, it's about people that live a life and they die and they have regrets and things like that, and the life they live afterwards and so on and so forth. It's been a while since I've seen Spirited Away.
Yeah, but you pretty much hit the nail on the head there, because it was about death, but it doesn't even make it obvious.
Right.
You got to think about it. It's like, what the?
So it's and that's the thing. Miyazaki can always convey an idea and a concept that can be well translated to other people and stuff like that.
And he does it very well.
He does it very well, and he does it in a medium that's very unique to him, and he definitely...
Which is his style. Yeah. Because
exactly. He always has these vivid colors, these very round shapes.
There's very weird...
Unique shapes. It's just like traditional animes, different from the traditional animes, I mean.
Exactly.
And it's uniqueness.
Uniqueness. Sorry if you're going to hear some meowing. My cat is actually being active right now, and we'll apologize for the meows.
Bad time.
It's okay. It's all right. But if you hear him, just kind of disregard him. He's 420 Otaku. He's Bachelor Cat. He's let's just call him one of the official mascots of 420 Otaku.
Yeah, pretty much.
3 Otaku. Right. In the blooper reels, which you'll hear later or see later, you will understand why.
Yeah.
But Spirited Away is a great choice for people wanting to get in there. What would you suggest the number at which you should be at in order to watch
it? I would say a 6 and a 7.
6 and a 7?
Yeah.
Going kind of high out there, man.
Yeah, but think about it. The visuals are insane. The music is unique and great.
That's true.
The art styles.
Miyazaki movies always have good musical composition.
They do.
That's why I got into them really easily, because I love
That's true. One of my favorite, and obviously one of my favorite Miyazaki flicks is Lupin, Castle Cagliostro. Yep. So that's another movie too. But other than that, so that's your title. So so far we have, to recap a little bit, we're a little bit. What's our time on this so far, man?
We got 12:05.
12:05. So we're about halfway through this. Let's recap a little bit. If you're just coming in late, I know these aren't live yet, but at one point they may or may not be live. But yes, the cat's meowing. So far, 420 has told you to go and watch Ghost in the Shell, or Ghost in the Shell. Pardon my French. So
I'm not French. You're Irish.
I know I'm Irish. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. So, anyways, and then after that, we have 312 Marco's selection of Spirited Away in Anime 101. So that brings us to the cat meowing and 690. Now, let's hear 690. Something that's not perverse for the folks out there.
For the love of Pete.
Hey, come on! I can't be perverted all the time. I do have a day job.
You do have a day job.
I do have a day job. Well, technically night job, but besides the point.
Yeah, you have a job other than being obscene.
Obviously.
All right.
Well, my title, I chose Trigun.
Badlands Rumble, right?
Yeah, I love that movie. I think it's because it has.
So, why do you like it?
Why do I like it besides the visual, the improvements compared to the show, and I just like the overall story because it's an independent story. You don't have to be like, I have to watch the anime first and then go into the movie. It's independent in itself. It's the grittiness, the ruggedness. It can go to all values, action, drama. I kind of appreciate that personally.
You're gonna have to give us a second here, folks. We had to do some moving and shifting of
things.
Furry ones. I know. See, well, at least this one's a little bit more natural and fluid. We got it done. Even with the cat in here,
Yeah.
We can be comfortable. What's up, buddy? I know you just want somebody to pay attention to you. This is Bachelor Cat, everybody. I know you don't see him yet.
Once the video, if you get a video podcast live,
yes, because we should already think about. So back, we're getting off.
Yeah,
we're getting off time. Sorry,
Trigun.
Badlands Rumble.
Badlands Rumble.
So continue with what you were saying. It's an independent story.
We have all the elements, like I was saying: drama, comedy, sexiness.
Sexiness.
It has some sexiness.
That's true.
And also the random black cat that everybody knows and loves. If you see Trigun, you know what I'm talking about.
Neko, it's Nido's little signature. Actually, he puts that in everything he does. Even if you look at Gungrave from game to animation, there's cats in there that look very Trigun.
Yeah. Even in the video game.
Yeah. Even in the video games.
Yeah.
That's Nido's little signature. It's how he says thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because he loves the little awkward shaped cats.
Mm-hmm.
So, Badlands Rumble, independent story, great story, and what else does it deliver? Why should you be going out there to find it first?
Find it first because it's simple. It's kind of like a simple read. It has a story behind it, but like it doesn't try to hide it as much as the other ones, so you can get into it quicker. And then like towards the end, it has a twist, kind of like M. Night Shyamalan movie, except a lot better.
It doesn't suck.
Exactly.
I think we should give credit to at least one, because at least one's fun and remotely inventive, and that's Signs.
Signs, okay.
And then has crazy Mel Gibson in it.
Yeah, but that's what you always gotta get crazy Mel Gibson.
Crazy
Besides
Mel
the
Gibson.
point.
Yeah.
So the soundtrack on it's also very well done. Spaghetti western, you know what I mean? And that's very entertaining for me.
Oh yeah, westerns are always good, and that's the one thing that that even movies nowadays like is a good western. But see, the great thing about Trigun is it's almost it's very a modern western.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually very future, and I would actually call it a lot more cyberpunk than anything.
That's true.
But the thing is too, the visuals improve greatly.
Oh, from the show to Badlands Rumble? Oh, yeah. Badlands Rumble.
Detailed, like, single character. He's not even an important character.
Let's give you an example, seeing as we can't just show you one real quick. Bash's suit in the show is very simple, very one piece, not very intricate. In the movies version of his show, it's completely different. It's got some bells.
Red color.
It's still the same crimson color that he always has. Yep. But it's way more detailed, and it's way more functional for what he does. And that's an example of the art style and the industry becoming more and more adept and advanced at the newer technologies that are coming out and emerging in the industry.
Blu-ray?
You know, coding for Blu-ray is a great thing, too, because not only are Blu-rays mostly region-free from what I'm understanding,
mostly,
which allows way more access to people to just buy and order a Blu-ray from fucking Japan, man. And that, like, once again, we've talked about this before. It's one of the reasons Bandai closed its doors. We were talking about that earlier before we were recording, you know.
Yeah.
And that's a key player in the industry still 30 years, for 30, 50 years in. Basically, Bandai is still a key player to this anime industry. But again, we're talking about movies. We're trying to get you into anime today, so we're not trying to get off topic too much. So far, we're going to recap one more time, and I knew I did that like 4 minutes ago or something like that. But so far, 420s, Ghost in the Shell, 312s, Spirited Away, and 690s decision of Trigun, Badlands Rumble.
Also, if we have so many people that are out there, what do you think?
Yeah, dude. You know, you guys that have been listening and have been coming along really haven't been adding comments.
No, they haven't.
And that's okay. That's okay. We don't expect you to add a lot of comments yet. We're really not too out there yet. But hopefully by the time you hear this one, the other two will be up before. I need to stop procrastinating. I probably will have them up by the time you hear this, which is excellent, and we will have more on the way shortly after.
Exactly.
So, with all that being said, I don't know. I lost my train of thought there.
Okay.
Well, we're getting back into the thing. We still have one more choice.
Or one more choice. Now, before we started all this, we all came up with our individual decisions and selections as to what... Ooh. Oh, coffee backup. No. Technical difficulty.
And the chest.
Oh, and the chest. Okay. Before we came up with all this and we got our selected titles of Ghost in the Shell, Spirited Away, and Trigun's Badlands Rumble for another recap, we decided that there needed to be a group selection, something you could go out, and if you got a family, whatever the fuck, doesn't matter what the living situation, home situation, any of that. You want a fun movie, you can kick back, relax to. You can actually just kind of have, no matter your age, you can sit back, relax, and you can have a good fucking time with it. And it's still, it's an amazingly good movie.
And beautifully visually.
And it's visually stunning, and it's visually imaginative. And that's one thing the industry desperately and direly needs is people to be more imaginatively to with their vision.
Yes. Everything's basically a copy of a copy.
It depends. Like, okay, first off, we'll talk about Bandai. We'll use Gundam as a reference because Bandai is one of the bar setters in the industry. So, if you look at old Gundam versus Gundam Unicorn, you can see how many imaginative thoughts went into the development of this new show versus old shows. Now, that's not to say the same level of detail and planning went into either of those shows, but it's the idea that now that our technology is more akin to how we want our visual or vision to look like, we can make it look more the way we want. You know, Gundam Unicorn is no limitations. They're starting to reach the point where they can do and visualize pretty much anything. And our selection as a group is Summer Wars. If you haven't seen this movie, it is literally one of the best movies that has been under the radar for, and I've talked about it before.
It's really underrated too.
It is. I think it bothers me because you can watch these as good as a Disney movie, only better.
It is better than a Disney movie because it can.
In our age, we can watch it.
Exactly. You know? Everyone can watch it, and there's jokes that are relevant in modern culture, and there's jokes that are not just relevant to the Japanese culture. There's jokes that are relevant to the Western culture because the Western culture has had a big impact over there, and that does show.
If you don't believe it, just check out the music industry over there.
Exactly, man.
It's huge,
and they have very crazy standards, and we're becoming to the same point. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Music, guitars, metal.
Heavy metal.
Rock and roll. 20th century boys.
My little bit of an expertise.
Yeah, that's 690's expertise.
We'll talk about that another day.
But back to Summer Wars. It's made by Hosada, and I don't recall his first name offhand, but let's just say this guy has made movies like The Girl Who Left Through Time. That's another
one's great.
So any one of these titles we've said today, you can easily go out there, pick up, find on the internet, do whatever you have to do and find them, but they're well worth your watch.
Exactly.
But anyways, Hosada is being compared to the new Miyazaki, and that is easily said with seeing the quality of Summer Wars.
Only difference is it's more digital, more towards the task.
Because the reason it's so digital is because it deals with a concept that is very digital. First off, let's give you a little synopsis of the group, seeing as we've all explained kind of our own little things. Summer Wars is basically this. Imagine Facebook from hell.
Yeah.
So instead, Facebook is not only your, online personality. It's not your social network. It's how you pay your bills, your taxes. It's your access to your bank account, your phone. It's
your social.
Everything is tied into what's called, in Summer Wars, your Oz account, your avatar. Now imagine if there was a virus that got into this network and took it over. That's the basic premise.
The whole world.
That is... Yeah, not just yours, not just a few people's, but everybody's in the entire fucking planet.
Everybody just...
And now that's the thing. You could work for the government. Now you could work for the government, and you could have nuclear launch codes. Now the virus has your nuclear launch codes, and so on and so forth. That's what it is. And it's basically the people who are dealing with the problem because they feel it's necessary, and it's actually a very touching part of it. It's actually one of the most touching elements of this movie.
They're just common people trying to have a vacation.
And that's the thing. And it's a funny coincidences, but it's a family story, and that's the
trippy part.
Exactly. It's very adult, and it's a very serious nature of context. But it's a family movie. It shows the power of tradition and family standing together. It doesn't matter whether you're family or not.
Yep.
Summer Wars, I know it's teary.
It does a tear.
I'm welling up right here, here. But that's the point,
That's funny. The main character didn't even start because he was lied to.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, man. And he does the right thing in the end. And it doesn't matter what we say or tell you if it's good or not. We're telling you these titles are worth watching because there's something in there that you should see.
And we know these are the most easiest you can reach.
You're right.
If there's an anime section in any video store, I bet you those are going to be.
You're going to at least see 2 out of the titles that we mentioned today.
And the reason why we also explain because they, how can I say it in a weird way? They grabbed us. They touched us in a way they would never been touched before.
Exactly.
No pun intended.
Right. Exactly. But it does. They do one thing and they do one thing very right, and that's tell a good fucking story.
Exactly. That's what it is at the end of the day, a really good story.
Lauren, who you'll come to meet later, folks, actually said to me, she's like, it's like a movie, but without the bad acting.
Yeah.
And that's the great part about it. And that made me really think,
Kristen Stewart.
Unless you're a shitty voice actor, then there's no bad acting. Yeah. But in reality, even if you look at shitty dubs, and I think we've talked about this a little bit before,
we have.
Shitty dubs are fucking fun too. I love watching Cyber City 080808. And I love laughing my ass off when they say shit like cocksucker and motherfucker. Yeah. I laugh my ass off. Oh, Helsing, dude. Like the old dubs of like MD Geist or any of the old dubs. Angel Cop. Jesus Christ, old manga dubs were the fucking best, dude.
Yeah. What was it? But Party and Stocking, you see that one? Panty and Stocking?
I refuse to watch that dub.
Dude, it's stupid funny.
We all know Kevin's feelings about Funimation.
Oh, that's true.
So I choose to, yes, I do buy Funimation titles because unfortunately Funimation has stepped into the industry and into the market, and you kind of don't have a choice.
Yeah, basically.
And it never used to be like that. And that's unfortunate. And we'll talk more about that later because I'm not ready to incur wrath of any nature, but I will make my feelings known that there something needs to happen, and something's got to give. Because if that's not the case, we're going to lose something we love in here. And I've talked about that before. Can't let that happen. And that's something we're doing today. That's why we're telling you to go out there, find titles like Badlands Rumble, Spirited Away, Summer Wars, and Ghost in the Shell, and Castle of Cagliostro, Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Now, see, we just gave you a bunch of titles. Go out there.
Kiki's Delivery Service.
Kiki's Delivery Service. Helsing, if you wanted to go into the shows.
Oh, heck yeah.
But actually, those aren't even shows, because they made movies from those, didn't they?
They just made them in HD quality and better details, straight up towards the
I know, that's right. And they even turned Ava into a series of 4 movies, so you can go there too.
Ava's another one too.
But anyways, the main titles we wanted to share with you today are Ghost in the Shell, Spirited Away, Trigun's Badland Rumble, and Summer Wars, because they all do one of their respective... Actually, you know what? They all do the same thing really fucking right. They look cool, they fucking play well, and guess what? They're fucking great. They are well written and well executed.
And they deserve their titles and the hype that we're giving them.
Exactly. And Summer Wars is underrated.
It's underrated. That's what makes me mad.
And Badlands Rumble didn't get a lot of credit.
No.
Ghost in the Shell and Spirited Away are the only two on this list that have gotten literal praise from Grammys, Siskel and Ebert, or Siskel and Roper, or whoever the fuck, or
whoever he's working with these days.
Basically, whoever the fuck, man, they've all praised those 2 films for being great. You know what? These other 2 films, they deserve as much credit as those, and I think everyone listening to this right now knows this, and I think you should just share that. Make that known. Make that,
a priority. A
priority, yeah. So you know what? Anime 101, you know what you kids gotta go. Welcome back to school, man, and the 3 fat otaku of the anime industry are gonna educate you as to what you're gonna watch.
I want to know what they thought of. I want these guys to comment us and say what they want us to, what they think of them. And
yeah, actually that is a good point. If you have watched any of these titles and you think you got a better title, why don't you put it in the comments below, kids?
We might even pick one.
Yeah, you know what? We might even pick one and add it to this list.
Yep,
guess what? By the time you read this, hopefully 420 Otaku will have grown a little bit bigger and outgrown its first pair of pants. Its training wheels, to say the least. And we're going to be branching out, because the other 2 guys you hear, they're going to have websites in their own a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be working really hard over here at 3 Otaku, STS, and 420 Otaku in general. We're going to be working really hard, because guess what? Suddenly have an abundance of more time to devote to us and our fans out there, and my fans too. So guess what? Back to school, kids. Have a great day.
From 420,
312,
and 690. Have a great day, kids.
It's been 03 Otaku, 420 Otaku Productions 2012.